นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ I pay homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Hello, everyone. I'm Bhikkhuni Khemavamsi from Thailand. Today's topic is the ultimate state of the sagacity, the sage, right? It's from Nālaka Sutta. Hello, Maria. It's from Nālaka Sutta. I already attached the links to you. This is actually like the long one. It's from NSP 3.11, Anthology of Discourses about Nālaka. Actually, like it's the long one, right? But it can be divided into like the introductory part, which is about the Nālaka, the Brahma, and like they have mentioned about the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, the young prince. Was soon to be the Buddha, the Blessed One. And now that Asita, the words of the Asita, like, okay, this is really the Buddha. So after that, the second part is the part that the Nālaka, the Brahma Nālaka, asks the Blessed One about the sage, about the path to become the sage, the path to become the noble ones, the blessed one, or even like the disciple of the blessed one. So this is very interesting that I would like to share with you. Hello, Gregory. Hello, Pumika. Hello, Meredith. Greeting from New York. Okay, good to see you all. Today I'm gonna share the screen and we can read together. This is after the introductory verses are finished. This session we will learn the path to become the sage. Even though like we're not we now in the process, now we walking the path, but at least we can learn like how to behave, especially for the monastic, and also for you all, the ladies, the lady people, you can learn like, this is like the right practice, or this is like how the monastic should behave, something like that. And you can also practice as well. So this is from Nālaka, right? I now know that Asita's words have turned out to be true. The words is that the young prince Kotama would later become the blessed one. So I ask you this, Kotama, who has gone beyond all things. For one who has entered the homeless life, seeking food on alms round, when questioned, O sage, please tell me of sagacity, the ultimate state. And when the Nālaka asks like this, the Blessed One, the Buddha said, I shall teach you, I shall school you in sagacity, said the Buddha. So difficult and challenging. Come, I shall tell you all about it. Brace yourself, stay strong. So we know that the path is challenging. We tend, like for us here, we tend not to use like the difficult, because like sometimes we feel like if it's very difficult, so it's hard to do, but actually we learn that okay, it's challenging, but we can follow step by step. Okay, the Buddha said, in the village, keep the same attitude, no matter if reviled, like insulted, being insulted, oppressed. Guard against ill-tempered thoughts, wander peaceful, not frantic. So in the village, it means like when you interact with people, we still live in the society with the community. Of course, we cannot expect people to praise you all the time. So there's gonna be, this is like loka dhamma, right? It's things that, stay with us. It's normal in life. Being praised or, insulted, reviled. People gonna say good things about you. And also people gonna say bad things about you, even though it's the truth or not. They also praise you, or sometimes they gossip. Sometimes they spread the true words. Sometimes they spread the false news, for example. So the Buddha said, when living in the society, in the community, keep the same attitude, no matter if reviled or praised, no matter if such as pleasant to the ear or unpleasant, right? Guard against ill-tempered thoughts, wander peaceful, not frantic. So how to keep the same attitude? There was one sutra that the Buddha said, like, when people praise you for what you did, if they think that is the good things, and they praise you, they share you, they, has high like respect towards you. You think that what they praise, what I'm being praised for, is actually something in the past. For example, if I did like the Dhamma talk, that is like, like, oh, this time I did very well. People understand. I got a lot of compliment, but that was actually something happened in the past. If people ask you to say again, to give that Dhamma talk again, of course, we cannot do like exactly the same, right? Like if we don't read from the script, but like if we talk, like give a Dhamma talk like this, like of course it's not gonna be the same. So what we are being praised for is actually something happened in the past. It is in the past already. So do not like like do not let the mind go like too fall off or too like over like react or happy, or like, oh, I love being praised, and next time I'm gonna do that, and next time I wish people praise me again. Which is, if you wish something like that, and if it turns out to be like bad like feedback, and then you're upset, you're disappointed with yourself. Just the same, if people scold you, if people give bad feedback, say something bad to you for something you did in the past, like the mistake or something like that, you just think like, they talk, if that thing is already in the past, I cannot change the past, but I can change what I'm doing right now. People can make mistake if you really did that, right? People can make mistake, but I'm gonna start anew right now. Or if something spread like false news, you just like, oh, it's not the truth. So, okay, gonna keep the same attitude. No matter if reviled or praised. Guard yourself against ill-tempered thoughts. Why? Because, bad thoughts, unwholesome qualities, it's gonna rot you inside, something like that. It's not good. Wander peaceful, not frantic. Many different things come up, like tongues of fire in the forest. Women try to seduce a sage. Let them not seduce you. Of course, when you wander, when you, in the society, in the community, you're gonna see both men and women, right? But yeah, women gonna seduce you. So don't let women seduce you. Guard yourself. Refraining from sex, from sexual intercourse, having left behind sensual pleasures, high and low, like good or bad, things that pleasant or unpleasant, high and low. Don't be hostile or attached to living creatures firm and frail. As am I, so are they. As are they, so am I. Treating others like oneself. Neither kill nor incite to kill. You don't kill it yourself, and you don't ask people to kill for you. Okay. Excuse me. Hello, Shayanta. Okay. So this is good actually, right? As I am, so are they. As are they, so I am. So we're just the same with the living creatures. We human or even animals. We just living creatures. So if yourself hate something that unpleasant, hate when people talk bad to you, hate when people torture you, hate all the painful feeling. Other living creatures hate the same. So treating others like yourself is not only to kill or to encourage people to kill or harm others, but this can be like interpret like further, like talk nicely. If you love people to talk nicely to you, just do the same. If you love people to do good things, you starting from yourself, like, okay, we're just the same. We are living creatures. We all friends in this world, in this planet, in this universe. So treat others like oneself. This is very good, right? Leaving behind desire and greed for what ordinary people are attached to. One whose eye is clear would set out to practice. They would cross over this abyss. Leaving behind desire and greed, just this is the cause of suffering. So leave it behind and leave behind for what ordinary people are attached to. Ordinary people are attached to sensual pleasures, right? Like delicious food, like the comfortable bed, or like sofa, or like perfume or things like that, or attached to house, to car. But the sage, the people who train to be the sage, like monastic, or the follow the homeless life, you should leave behind desire and greed for what ordinary people are attached to. And then search for the peacefulness, search for the end of suffering. This is what we should do. One whose eye is clear would set out to practice, follow the Buddha's, and cross over the abyss. With empty stomach, taking limited food, feel in riches, not greedy, truly hungerless regarding all desires, desireless, one is quenched. All the greed, desire, aversion, hatred, ill will, delusion, ignorance would extinguish if you are desireless. So this is with empty stomach. It's not like that the Buddha said like do not eat. It's not like that, but checking what is suffice, right? What is you should know yourself, like do not eat too much or eat too less, like too little, right? When you eat, we have like the verses to contemplate before eating. Like we eat only to maintain this body. This body still need food, need water, need something that is for this body to maintain, to be healthy, to practice, to follow the path, the words of the Buddha, right? But if you eat too much, you're gonna be sleepy. You're gonna go to your room and sleep a lot. But if you eat too little, you don't have any strength to practice. You cannot sit for a long time. You cannot do the walking meditation because I'm too tired. I have like no strength, no power. And with that, it can affect like the mind, like, it's just too hungry, something like that. So, and also for the monastic, we eat like 1 or 2 meals, right? Mm. But before noon. So that means like with empty stomach. Okay. It's good. Actually, you can try to um like skip the dinner, because dinner like maybe 2 p.m. Oh no, yeah, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and then you go to sleep. It doesn't use the energy. It doesn't need to use the food to produce energy that much. So maybe like breakfast, essential, right? And then lunch, and then maybe less food in the afternoon. So you can try, and you can feel like the body is lighter. Okay. And also feel in riches, not greedy. The monastic, the sage, especially the sage, they do not have many wishes. Like, I wish I can go there. I wish I can have more money. I wish to have like a bigger temple or something like that. They have few in wishes, not greedy. Okay. Hungerless regarding all desires. Having wandered for alms, they would take themselves into the forest. After wandering for alms round, they would go into the forest, and nearing the foot of a tree, the sage would take the seat at the foot of the tree. That attentive one intent on absorption, this is like the jhana, the meditative absorption, the one-pointedness of mind, the jhana, would delight within the forest. They would practice absorption at the foot of the tree, filling themselves with bliss, elation or bliss, the piti. Why they would love to go to the forest, or maybe sit at the foot of the tree, because it's quiet, no people. And when we take ourselves a part of the community, like when we stay with a lot of people, there are many people chit chat, or like we have to have a conversation, things like that. That provides the source for the monkey mind, the mental formation, right? When we talk a lot. So that's the reason when we do the retreat, right? They said like, okay, no mobile phone. Okay, we can practice to have the silent retreat. And when the silent retreat, you limit your input, like the information from the mobile phone, the conversation, the thought, and when we sit quietly, we try to practice, and then less and less monkey mind. So that's why when people reach the jhana, meditative absorption, they love to sit in solitude, nice and quiet, fill themselves with bliss. Then at the end of the night, in the morning, they would take themselves into a village. So after the alms round, right, go to the forest, and when the morning comes, you go back to the village again for what? For alms round. They would not welcome being called, nor offerings brought from the village. You just go into the village for the alms round, like quietly, peacefully. But they actually not welcome being called, like, oh, can you come to my house, please? To do the food offering, or after this house, and then maybe tomorrow, can like we ask you to go to another house, because for the sage, like in the Buddha's era, like they love to practice. Of course, here now, like monastic love to practice as well. We can go to receive food, like from time to time, like at the lay people's house, we can do that. But if we go a lot, like very often, and then when we go to the lay people's house, and then we have to listen. We have, of course, we need to give the Dhamma talk, right? And then maybe after that talk, and a lot of we're gonna they're gonna ask us for the advice. It's good to give advice. It's good to give Dhamma talk, to converse with the lay people. But if you talk a lot, if you go very often, it's not that good for the practice. So you just like, okay, maybe nowadays maybe like once a week, or maybe just like when they have like a ceremony at their house, like house opening or something like that. But normally like, okay, go arms round and then come back to the monastery, something like that. A sage who has come to a village would not walk hastily among the families, did not discuss their search for food, nor would they speak suggestively. Like, ah, where did you go, for alms round today? Oh, that village, right? Oh, what did you get? Oh, enough food? Delicious food? Oh, maybe next tomorrow I'm gonna go to that village because I want, that food. Or maybe, like that house, the lady very generous, and they gave a lot, and she gave a lot of food. So maybe I can go and then I can ask her, maybe like, oh, you wanna offer me the food maybe tomorrow, something like that. No, the sage do not do that. Also, I got something that's good. I got nothing that's fine. Unaffected in both cases, they return right to the tree. This is like the very good mindset for the monastic, or even for you all as well. When you get something, when I get something, that's good. When I get nothing, that's fine. Same mindset, same attitude, whether you have or not have. Oh, when we go for alms round, for the monastic, right? When we go for alms round, oh, today we have a lot of food, good. Today we have nothing, fine. It's time for us to practice to have less food, and maybe we can, like let the body. Today we have a lot of food, and next day have little food. Okay, it's good for the body, like don't let the body let them starve sometime, something like that. Have like a big meal and then have like small meal, or let the body, like starve. It's good, so get something that's good. I get nothing, that's fine. I'm fine, whatever. Unaffected in both cases, they return right to the tree. So after I'm trying the forest, go back to the tree. Wandering with bow in hand, not dumb, but thought to be dumb. Actually, this is like not the same translation in Thai translation. In Thai translation, they use the word be silent as if mute. Even though you can speak, but be silent as if you are mute. You cannot speak. So when you go arms round, wander with bow in hand, right? You can speak, you can talk, but be silent as if it's mute. They wouldn't scorn a tiny gift, nor look down upon the giver. When we give, when we get like, oh, this is, you know, like a tiny gift, like we don't have enough, like maybe, oh, just like one bag, small bag of sticky rice. In Thailand, have like sticky rice. Oh, this is like a small one, or maybe like a one like old banana, something like that. You wouldn't scorn a tiny gift. You don't say like, why you gave me only this? How can I, be full with this little bag of sticky rice, something like that. You don't look down upon the giver. You know, If people give us like a little thing, maybe like a tiny gift, right? Actually, we should be really thankful, really appreciate for that one. Because even though they're not rich, they don't have like a lot of money, they might not have enough food for themselves to eat, but they choose to give you what they have. Even just like the old banana, like a black banana, from the yellow banana it turned black, like a very old one, like very ripened one, or just small bag of sticky rice, like maybe just 2 bites and then it's gone. But only that maybe is something that for them to eat, but they choose to give it to you. So cherish, appreciate, be thankful for whatever you receive. And this for like people, you can, like reflect upon this as well. Like at least people give you something. Like even though they are very busy, like your friends very busy, but they choose to give you, a hand, to help you with something, maybe to listen to your problems in life, to, give time to listen to you, or, you know, maybe just to ask you like, are you okay? Or just to like you give you a ride or something, or just like an apple or something like that. You think like maybe just a tiny gift, but at least they give it to you. At least, even though they're busy, even though they have many problems, at their home, but they still choose to give you something, even though it's like the material objects or advice or strength, or just give you a smile, positive energy. Don't look down upon the giver. Do not take things for granted. Next, for the practice has many aspects as explained by the ascetic. They do not go for the far short twice, nor having gone once do they fall away. This means that when you reach like the noble disciple, when you reach the arahantship, you do not go the far shore. The far shore is like the another side, which is the nirvana, nibbana. So you do not go to the far shore twice. You reach just once. Once you reach that state, reach the arahantship, no more desire, no more hatred, no more delusion. You just gone once. So this is like when you reach the shore, you just reach the shore. When a mendicant has no creeping and has cut the stream of craving and given up all the various duties, no fever is found in them, like no more. The fever here, they said like is the, hang on, the anger. And then I shall school you in sagacity. Practice as if you were licking a razor's edge, with tongue pressed to the roof of your mouth. Be restrained regarding your stomach. What does this mean? Just like you practice and, you know, um, just like have the effort, the perseverance, right? You have, perseverance, right? Effort, the khanti, what does it mean? Like, yeah, restrain regarding your stomach, like even though like you maybe have a lot of not enough things to eat, but be restrained and then practice self-control. Don't be sluggish in mind, nothing overly much. Be free of putrefaction and unattached, committed to the spiritual life. Um, yeah, don't be sluggish. Like encourage yourself. Like even though it's challenging, even though it's you don't walk on the maybe it's a difficult path to refrain yourself, to control yourself, to train the mind to follow the path. But at least we know that this is the safe path. It's not something that we accustomed to do. We're not used to stay alone in a quiet place. Like for example, here in Mahavana, people say like, oh, it's very quiet because not many people, and also like we value the serenity, the peacefulness, both inside and outside. So we don't talk much. But sometimes people say like, I feel lonely. I need to talk to someone. I really like interact with people. I just like something like that. So even though it's kind of hard to stay alone, but we know that it's just a good path. It's have time to practice and also do all the duties, right? So yeah, don't be sluggish. Encourage yourself, with dedication. Like for me, when I see like the Buddha statue, I feel like this is like the role model. I'm not even though I'm alone, but I'm not lonely because I stay with the Buddha, I stay with the Dhamma, I stay with the knowledge that they're still like the noble disciples, right? So okay, strong, a lot of energy, and do not think too much. Many mental formation, and get rid of the hatred, desire, the wrong views, and we know that the nirvana is the ultimate goal. We know that to follow the noble eightfold path is like the right way to do. So we just following that, and we do that. Committed to the spiritual life, trained in a lonely seat, attending closely to ascetics. Solitude is sagacity. They say, if you welcome solitude, you'll light up the 10 directions. So when we practice, we have to welcome solitude. This is like, actually, I never, have this kind of, like knowledge before because, not long ago, people say like, I feel lonely if I practice or if I follow the homeless life or the spiritual life because I have to work, have to practice on my own. But I need to, do as a group. But normally, if you, read from this sutra, we know that actually the sage prefer to stay in solitude. They prefer to live, in the forest, in quiet life. Even though now we can, especially for bhikkhuni, the woman, the Buddha did say that the Buddha forbid us to go to the forest because at the Buddha's era, during the Buddha's era, bhikkhuni got raped a lot. So he said like, it's too dangerous. Don't go to the forest. But now, even though the Vinaya, the code of discipline, forbid us to go to the forest, but actually we can stay alone in the monastery, like different corner, like in separate corners and welcome solitude, Yeah. If you welcome solitude, you light up the 10 direction. What does it mean? Like, all directions. This is like the good thing to you, to do, people gonna not people, like the wise one praise you for you stay in solitude. So that's mean you light up the 10 directions. Having heard the words of the attentive, the meditators who have given up sensual desire, a follower of mind would develop conscience and faith all the more. The follower of mind, this is the Buddha sailor, the follower of the Buddha, the noble disciple would develop conscience and faith. So, yeah. Understand this by the way streams move in clefts and crevices. The little creeks flow unbabbling, while silent flow the great rivers. This is the reason that I choose to give the Dhamma talk on this topic with this sutra because I really, really like this. And it's very like a beautiful translated in Thai. It's just like in Tao Te Ching, Tao Te Ching, right? It's like an ancient Chinese philosophy, what they what they interpret, from Pali language to Thai language, like very, very beautiful. But here still beautiful. Like if you notice, the Buddha always compare, give like illustration with the nature, right? So this is how he compare, how he illustrate using the way streams move in cleft and crevices. The little creeks flow unbabbling, just like when, just small creeks. So you can see, you can hear noises, like loud noises, right? While silent flow the great rivers. But when you go to the river, quiet, peaceful, silent. What is lacking babbles. What is full is at peace. The full is like a half full pot. The wise is like a brimful lake. So what is lacking? There's a lot of noise. What is full? Peaceful, silent. The full is like a half full pot. When you pour, water in the pot, you still can hear noises, right? But the wise one can be compared to the brimful lake, the full lake, nice and quiet. When the ascetic speaks much, it is the ascetic here is the blessed one. When the blessed one speaks much, it is relevant and meaningful. What he speaks always the truth and always meaningful, always useful to us, the listeners. Knowing the Buddha teaches the Dhamma, knowing the Buddha speaks much. But one like a noble disciple or the sage, but one who knowing is self-control. Knowing does not speak much. That sage is worthy of sagacity. That sage has achieved sagacity. So this is like the noble path of like the ultimate, right? The ultimate state of the sage. So this is interesting. Like, so if we, know a lot of the revered monks, maybe 30 years of ordination, something like that. They don't speak that much. But what they speak, like very, very sharp, very beneficial, speak so little, but very powerful. So the Buddha said, okay, the Buddha, give a lot of Dhamma, but what he speaks is relevant and meaningful. He knows, he rightly knows from himself, so he teach. He rightly knows for himself, so he speaks. But the one who know focus on self-control, focus on themselves, so they don't speak that much. That is worthy. The sage is worthy of sagacity and has achieved sagacity. So this is from the Nālaka Sutta. Very, very beautiful, in my opinion. So yeah, that's all. This is the ultimate state. This is like the path that we can learn from. We can know like, okay, at least from what I can, get from this sutra, like, okay, how to, the attitude when we go arms round. Do not look down upon the giver. Even they give like a tiny gift, not that much, but maybe that's all that they have. So do not look down upon them. Be thankful, appreciate, and value the solitude, value the practice, and yeah, learn to be peaceful, quiet, and pleasant inside. This is the Dhamma from today. Do you have any question? Hello, Sayanta Fernando, Meredith, okay, from New York. Kun Sama, Isabel, Manal, and Mandy. I hope you like this sutra. I already attached the links to you so you can read all from the start, but just focus on the second part. And yeah, that's it. Apart from the path that the Buddha, laid out for us, the Noble Eightfold Path, the right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. We can also learn how the sage or how the noble disciple practiced, how the Buddha practiced. If we really want to follow the Buddha's path, so we actually should learn like how he behaved, how this is like the thinking process. This is how he speak. This is how he talk. This is how he give the Dhamma. We can learn from the sutra. Like this is like when people say bad things to the Buddha, how he reacts, and then we can learn from that. Even though it's not stated, in the sutra, but we can notice and we can take little thing from that and apply to our life. Okay. So any question? If you have no question, I'm gonna finish this session for today. Okay, there is no question. So thank you all. Oh, Isabel said good morning. Oh, okay, I already said that. So thank you all for learning the Dhamma together today, the ultimate state of sagacity from Nālaka Sutta. Manal said thank you, Ayya. Hope you're doing well, and also Manal. I hope you're doing well. Be safe and be healthy as well. Thank you, George. So yeah, have a good day, everyone. Before we part, let's say Sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, 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 Anumodhami. May you all be safe, be well, be healthy, and be happy in the Buddha's teaching, in following the Buddha's path. May the power of the Triple Gem, the Blessed One, the Dhamma, the Noble Disciple, the Sangha, protect you all. Have a good day, everyone. Sadhu.